So we're talking with Jordan Ladd and Ryder Strong. They star in a movie that just wowed audiences at the Toronto Film Festival, Cabin Fever, made for less than $1 million. And in many ways, guys, a throwback to the 70s horror pictures. Intelligent writing and totally character-driven. Jordan, tell us about your character.
I play Karen, who's one of 5 friends who goes into the woods for vacation. You know, kind of an every girl, really. Smart, photographer, likes this guy, wants to play, but, you know, isn't malicious and has all the best intentions in the world to have a good time.
In many ways, the nicest of the characters, and ironically, the first to get sick and the first to be discarded by the others.
Discarded is a really, really appropriate word. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the great thing about it is, you know, seemingly Karen would in other movies be the hero, and the person, you know, that kills the bad guy, but she's the first to go, and that was, you know, it was kind of a shocker, I guess, for the audiences. But you know, it's funny, we were talking about it, and all the characters really seemed to match up well with us as people, as individuals. So when we sat around the table reading, it was very clear that I was Karen, and
Jimmy was Bert. And
Jimmy was Jimmy.
Without a doubt.
Bert, I mean, and
I was
and they were
very much
definitely Paul,
yeah.
and Serena was Marcy, and it all the pieces seemed to come together at the table reading.
And unusual, of course, because there's no bad guy in this movie, or at least maybe at the end there's a couple of peripheral bad guys, but the bad guy, quote unquote, is a virus.
It's a virus that you can't really identify. No one knows where it comes from.
Or how you get it.
Or how you get it, and once you have it, the only way you know it is because your flesh starts rotting off.
Right. But unlike so many horror movies,
Right.
which have a kind of fabricated disease, you know, a la Alien, this, you know, necrotizing fasciitis is a real disease, and real people get it and get eaten alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty disturbing.
So, Ryder, your character, I think we all thought you were going to make it.
Yeah, I get the closest. I survive the longest. But my character, you know, he goes through the most as far as, you know, how he begins and where he ends. Just because he starts off as sort of the weakest link in the group of friends, you know, he's probably the guy who was just glad he got invited to come along.
Right.
He's sort of the dork.
At the beginning, it looks like he might even get laid.
Looks maybe if she, you know, if she doesn't keep dragging it out. And but then unfortunately, things change, and ends up being a pretty strong character ultimately. And you know, once things get really bad, he sort of snaps and can't, you know, really kind of loses it. So, which is so much fun to play.
All right, perfect. Wrap up. Thank you
Wow,
very much, guys.
thanks.
What was the thought?